What is going on, my dudes? You gotta wait, James, to pause.
You have got to wait, yeah.
Do that! Showing you that's now Certain. I'm in Jamie's Jungle's house right now, looking at some cool sandbars. And Jim, why don't you tell us a little bit about these sandbars here?
Alright, so I've got some babies I purchased a couple of weeks ago. Really nice pair. Sean is holding the male, which is a Anery Het 4 Paradox Albino. I've actually got the female here, which is the Paradox Albino, which is Het for Anery. These are quite common in the States. There's quite a big market for the Sambos over there, but this neck of the pond, there's,
the pond, like...
you know, yeah, side of the pond, whatever, you know, over here. These are very uncommon. There's probably, don't quote me on it, but I think there's only about 2 people in Europe breeding this particular morph. So hopefully in a couple of years when she gets some size in her, I'll be one of those. But they are absolutely stunning morph. And they're actually, it's quite uncommon with reptiles. Any kind of paradoxing doesn't normally prove out. It's random, isn't it?
Yeah.
But with the Kenyans, that's not the case. The original Paradox Albino came out of the wild from Tanzania, I believe, and it proved out. And there's some really nice examples. I mean, this girl's stunning in my opinion, but there are some really nice examples out there, and it's just a simple recessive trait, which I think for what it is, the paradoxing, it's great that you can have something like that goes over like that.
Is it true that the amount of the paradoxing is random?
Yeah, so you can have a low expression animal to a low expression animal and get a high expression paradox. Same the other way. It's completely random. It's kind of luck of the draw, really. So yeah, hopefully one day I'll have some nice high expression ones and keep them for myself just because they look nice, really.
Yeah, and I've noticed as well, even with the hat and with her, they look a lot brighter than more normal. Like, you've got other Axanthics and stuff here, but this boy's a lot brighter.
Yeah, he is. I think some of that as well might just be like a line bred trait as well.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
from
sure.
you get cleaner animals and stuff and that. But yeah, either way, they're still stunning, aren't they?
Yeah, should we chuck them away? Get
Yeah,
else out and give
no
them a
worries.
good... Look at her, absolutely gorgeous. Yes, there she goes.
Taking her time.
Yeah, she's not in a rush. She's making an entrance, isn't she?
And there's the male.
Really bright, this male is, to be honest. Really nice. Ah, he's gone straight away, like, loves it.
She's still waiting to go.
And he's gone. He's Gary Goners. So this is actually an adult male Anustristic. This is about as big as they get. Some of them get a little bit bigger, but not too much. What would you say is the max weight on a male, Jim?
I think I've seen about biggest males I've seen about 150 grams.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit more than that. Nothing over 200. But I mean, but I've got these 2 males. I've got another albino with this one, and they're about 3. There'll be 4 this year, and they're both probably about 80 grams. And that's, you know, they probably won't get much bigger than this. They might get a little bit more girth on them, but that's about what you can expect with them.
Yeah, they're really nice looking snakes as well, to be honest. The trouble with these guys, they are quite slow growing, aren't they, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, the males, you can get them up to breeding size in 2, maybe 3 years. The females, though, you're looking 4, maybe 5 years if they're slow starters.
Yeah, sure. Right, so here now we got another two examples of adults. And James, do you want to just tell us a little bit about these 2?
Yeah, so this here is an adult female. She's about 7 years old, I'd say. This is what they look like in the wild. This is about as big as they get. They get a bit heavier than this, a bit more girth in them, but in terms of size, they're quite small. The male that Sean's holding, not quite too sure what that one is. It's sold to me as a stripe, but it doesn't look like a classic stripe. got the normal pattern. And either way, it's a stunning snake. But that's about as big as the males will get. He's probably the large example of a male I've ever seen. And these two actually are going to be paired up next year, so hopefully get some nice babies off them.
Yeah, and the males, you know, they do obviously get to about this size, but it takes a long time. How long would it normally take a male to get this size?
Depends on the feeding, because the males are so variable. Like it's not uncommon for them to eat 6 to 12 times a year. I mean, I've even heard of some eating only like 4 times a year.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of that's to do with breeding seasons. That's mainly with the males though. The females tend to be really good with their feeding. They'll eat whenever. As babies, once you get them going, they're fine. So once they hit sexual maturity though, the males just don't want to know. Hits breeding season and they're only thinking about one thing.
Yeah, I can relate to that. So how long does it take males and females to reach actual sexual maturity?
So with the males, you could get them to breed in 2, maybe 3 years, but about 2 years is a pretty good time. Females, to get them up to size, 4, maybe 5 years if they've had a slow start.
Yeah.
Should get there, and then after that they should be fine to go.
Yeah, and what do you do to feed your adults then? Because I can see it's a girthy snake, you wouldn't want to feed that something like a small rat, even though it could probably take it.
Yeah, well, I've had her about 2 years now, and most of the time I was just giving her large mice. She actually slugged out on me this year. It was the first time breeding, unfortunately. It does happen. Since then, I tried her on small wiener rats just to get a bit of that into her, and that went down really easily. Didn't even notice a bulge, so I actually gave her a large wiener. So I think that's about the max I'd go with her. And I'll mix that up, you know. I won't always give her that because she'll just get fat and overweight then.
Yeah.
So mix between small, large wieners, large mice, and a good variety with them. With the males as well. He'd happily take, well, I reckon he'd happily take a large mouse, but I'll probably have him on like medium mice, and that'll do him fine.
Yeah, sure. And with that then, how often do you feed the females? Because obviously you said the males only eat a couple of times a year.
Yeah, well, I'm still giving her meals once a week.
Once a week, yeah.
Yeah, happily, especially now because she slugged out on me.
Yeah.
So I'll probably delay that to like every 2 weeks or so, but she didn't lose that much weight. I just wanted to get some of it back on her. But yeah, she'll happily go she'll happily eat every week, twice a week probably if I let her. But yeah, once a week, maybe every 2 weeks every now and again. But yeah, males I'll offer every couple of weeks. If they eat, I'll offer them again the next week. If they don't eat, then I'll give them a couple of weeks off again, just because. And it goes with a lot of snakes. If they don't eat, there's no point trying them every week. 1, you're going to waste a lot of food and money. 2, that snake's probably not going to eat. I find if you wait a bit longer, then eventually, yeah, you might miss the point when they would eat at the earliest, but you'll get them eventually. And with these, it really doesn't matter. They can, and I think you get that with a lot of new owners. They really panic about, oh, my snake's not eating. Perfectly normal. They do it in the wild. That's how they are.
Yeah. So if you are the type of person to worry, maybe get a female canyon if you can.
Definitely. I'd say they're better for handling as well. Yeah, just because they're both small, but the females, like this size, it's a bit easier to hold on to than the males. And I find, well, especially with this girl, she's a lot less wriggly than the males I've got.
Yeah, you can see that this boy here is a lot more active, even though he's a big old boy, for a male anyway. But we've got something else to show you as well, guys. I know this is a video about canyon sand boas, but Jamie has actually just got 2 rough scale sand boas, so we'll get them out next. Right, so we'll put this male back in. You can see a nice. I think he's a striper. I know nothing about canyon sand boas, so let's just put him back in. And Jamie, you don't actually like using Lignocell most of the time, do you?
The Aspen, no.
Yeah, Aspen.
It's only just because it's what I had. I find it just annoying just to hooking them out. It doesn't come up as clean.
Yeah, so this is the actual stuff you do prefer, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is just some...
you can see this is the big normal female.
Yeah, this is just some bioactive substrate by ProRep. It's just called BioLife Desert. It's just quite a nice, loose, rocky substrate. There's some big chunks in there as well. Good mix. And it's quite easy to get through as well. Quite loose, so hooking them out or picking them up, they come up quite easily.
Yeah, and you can see as well, guys, this tub is only a 24-litre tub. She's got plenty of space. She's only about as long as that, maybe slightly longer. So really, if you live in an apartment or something, these could be a really good option for you.
Yeah, like this is what you need for female. I mean, this for male as well. This is just a 12-litre rub, and I'm making sure he had plenty of room in there. And obviously this is quite basic now, just because I've only recently got these animals, but you can keep them like this fine. But I like just adding some just simple hides like that, as you saw with the other male, just some like bits of cork bark, and they will use it.
This is some gardening equipment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a plant pot base.
Yeah, exactly, and it works fine. Like last time I came here, she was under that. So
yeah,
she
uses that.
it.
Yeah, she's under that all the time.
Yeah, and
especially when she was gravid, that was a nice spot for her.
Yeah, I mean it's cheap enough if you are on a budget, like myself and Jamie. But you can still, that's no excuse to not give your animals some hides and stuff like that.
Exactly. I mean, this whole setup probably cost 20 quid, if that.
Yeah.
Without the heating.
Yeah, so it's great then if you're, you know, a younger keeper like myself and Jamie. But let's just get them rough scales out now then, Jim. Right, so these are actually 2 rough scale sand boas. These are both adult males, and you can see these are really small, but I gotta be honest, I'm really impressed with these guys. They're absolutely gorgeous. As far as the normals go, I prefer these to the Kenyans. As far as the normal patination goes and stuff like that. I am really, really impressed, and I definitely will be looking to get these in the future. So, James, do you want to tell us a little bit about these?
Yeah, I'm quite new to the rough scales myself. I've only just got these this week. Really not common in the UK. These originally came in from Ham, I believe, which is just a big reptile show in Europe. There's only a handful of people in the UK breeding these, and most of them don't let stuff go. So it'll be a while until I can breed them, because obviously these are both boys. I need to find a female, which is going to result in me raising her, which, similar to the Kenyans, they'll be a fair few years getting size. These guys, they're very similar care to the Kenyans though. They like it a little bit cooler, at times a little bit higher humidity, but nothing major. They originate from India, so you know it's still fairly warm, but
yeah, it's not a cold country, is it, India?
Yeah, not at all, no. But yeah, they're pretty similar. And what I really like with these, I'm not sure whether there are morphs of them, or if there's none in Europe, as far as I'm aware. But these are just both 2 wild types, and you'll see in a bit. We'll get some close-ups. They're just so visually different, which is really nice to have. A wild type animal that you can produce, and you're still going to get
all sorts.
Yeah, a good mix. Like this male I've got here, I think me and Sean both. So this is our favourite visually.
That one's really nice. They're both really nice, but that one in particular is. And that's the thing as well. See, guys, like with the species like this, there's a lot of line breeding that can be done. And you know, me and Jamie prefer that one, but you guys might prefer this one, or some of you might prefer this one. So you know, when you line breed and stuff like that, it's as good really as the morphs. The only difference is it takes a lot longer to do, and obviously it's not genetic then. But I do think there's good projects to be had with these rough scales.
Definitely. Well, I would say I'm quite lucky with these rough scales. I've got a tendency for being a bit nippy, but these guys, I mean, I know we haven't had them long, but we've had them out already today, and they're lovely, aren't they?
Nah, they're
calm as anything.
Yeah, they're real calm, to be honest. Yeah, you know, I'd have no trouble handing something like this over to a kid that wasn't going to be, you know, rough or anything like that. Or a new keeper who's perhaps a bit nervous of snakes. I'd have no problem handing something like this over to them. Definitely. I think the issue is with these guys as well, in the UK at least, you find that there's a lot of males for sale and not a lot of females. I think for every male female you see, you probably see about eight or so males for sale.
Yeah, and I would say as well, you probably think a lot of time that comes to breeders keeping females back and stuff, but through people I've spoken to, that's not necessarily the case for these. A lot of the clutches are very male heavy.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but you know we'll get there eventually. With everything new in the hobby or certain areas, it takes a few years to grow, and unfortunately, with something like Sambo, especially these, they just do take that bit longer to hit maturity to get more in there. You know, it's not like say a corn snake where you could get one from a baby in 2 years, you can breed it. You're waiting 4 or 5 years until you can get a pair going.
Yeah, and that's you know, and they don't exactly have big litters either, do they?
No, especially like the Kenyans, I believe, are the biggest producers of the Sambos. You know, that you can. It's not unheard of to have clutches of over 20 babies. These you're looking 5 to 10, and I've even heard of people only having say like 3 babies. They're a lot smaller clutches. But I think with these as well, it's also nice because you kind of avoid the keepers that are just in it for the money.
Yeah.
Because there's that much time and effort put into them that, you know, it's not quick money.
No, for a profit standpoint, these are not really worth breeding, because, you know, they take so long, they produce so little babies, and the babies don't really go for that much. So from a profit standpoint, these are not worth it. So you only get genuine people then interested in these animals, which is pretty awesome.
But they are a great species. I mean, I've only had these.
Exactly.
I haven't had these long, but I can tell they're going to be good. I mean, they look amazing. They're super easy to keep, just like the Kenyans. And I think, you know, it'd be nice to see, you know, 10, 20, 30 years down the line, and hopefully these are more available over here.
Yeah, exactly. See, he's good. I'll show you the other males off for comparison. Really, really nice snakes.
Well, I'll tell you what, just put them down for now. I'll put the other one into his other enclosure once we're sorted, but just see them next to each other.
Yeah.
Difference in them. But they're both stunning animals.
Yeah, they're really nice, man. I don't think the camera is quite picking up.
No, the camera's really not on this.
No, this
which is a shame, but you'll have to just take our word for it. They're stunning.
Right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll leave the link to Jamie's channel in the old description if you want to check out his sambos and stuff. He's got okay content. It's not great.
It's getting there. It's very early days. It's early days. I need to actually put some out there first.
But yeah, hopefully we'll do some more stuff together in the future.
Definitely. And I'll have to pop up your way and have a look at your stuff as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. One thing. Oh, we've got to get out of the way first. For those who've seen quite a lot of Sean's content, he's had a bit of a tendency of giving Sambos a bit of stick. I know he likes the old Rosies a bit, but I feel he's been a bit unfair slating the Sambos. And I think I've changed his mind a little bit. So I think it's only fair. Tell us what you think in the comments. Sean needs to buck up his ideas. Give me an apology for one, and realise they are cool snakes.
They are very cool snakes, Jim. I gotta be honest. I can see myself getting some off you in the future.
Definitely. Well, hopefully all goes well. And yeah, like I said, it'd be good to widen the market a bit in the UK because they're not common at all. Similar to the Rosies yourself, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah. Well, cheers for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.